So I'm currently watching a film whereupon tea leaves, which apparently have magical healing powers, grow on the eyelashes of a dragon which was tended to by the white wizards until the evil black wizards overthrew them and stopped trimming the dragon's eyelashes, causing the dragon to fall into a deep sleep. The lead white wizard, Chan, is now in the Tower of London, watched over by an evil Arnie and rooming with the man in the iron mask. There's also a geography teacher, the Tsar of Russia, and I'm only 14 minutes in. And did I mention the creepy monster called V that the geography teacher met in Transylvania that had 1,000 eyes and could see your heart's desire? It's got Jason Fleming in it as well. Apparently he learned nothing from the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Apparently the Tower of London was run like Bane's Pit meets Fight Club. Seems like the man in the iron mask is the Tsar of Russia, which isn't how I remember that film going. Sorry, I don't normally inflict my notes upon anyone, but I just want you to know where I'm coming from when I tell you that I don't think I've seen a film that had quite clearly been inspired by arguably some of the most amazing inspiration tablets that have ever been seen upon God's green earth. I watched open mouth, checking to make sure that stuff hadn't been added to my own brew, because there was no way, surely, that this film was a thing that had actually been made, that someone, presumably moments before being locked up / returned somewhere, had written the script, that someone had given actual money to make the script, that it had somehow been made and beamed into my eyeballs, because this film is mad, and also it feels like the last 30 minutes was written, filmed and budgeted like a late 90s Power Rangers knockoff. Seriously people, stop letting your budget run out at the midpoint. I mean, just where to start with this thing? Well, given that my highly detailed post-watch research / skimming Wikipedia claims that this is a 2019 Russo-Chinese fantasy adventure film, which means that 1, I should have been drinking firewater before sitting down instead of my own non-magical tea, and 2, being a Chinese film, I should have known that quite a lot of themes would be mysteriously absent. Which themes? You can Google them on your own time. I have quite enough perfectly ordinary vans opposite my flat at the moment, thank you very much.
Looks like our cover's blown.
Let's roll.
Anyway, I would recount the plot, but sadly my experimental student days are long behind me, so instead I'll see what that mecca for movie lovers, the Internet Movie Database, says. To wit, early 1700 cartographer Jonathan Green, Jason Fleming from Forbidden Kingdom 2014, is back to map the Russian Far East. He's forced onto China, where he confronts the Dragon Master et al., the Iron Masked Russian Tsar, escapes the Tower of London to a Russian ship. I'm sure that cleared everything up and was written by 100 monkeys on 100 typewriters. But backing slowly away from the plot, the many historical liberties that are taken, we find even more baffling decisions. I mean, why, pray tell, would you hire Jackie freaking Chan, then have him change the wall for 90% of his screen time? Aside from one fairly bland fight with Arnold Schwarzenegger, who instead of being some sort of looming villain is instead relegated to comic relief, whose central gag is that he's allegedly collected loads of historical weapons that are probably all fake? I don't get it. I mean, it's better than the last time these two played together, 2004's appalling adaptation of Jules Verne classic Around the World in 80 Days, but believe me when I say, that ain't saying much.
Miss LaRoche stays to be my wife. Wife number 7.
Of 7 wives?
One for each day of the week. Do Tuesdays work for you?
Oh, did I mention that Charles Dance is in this thing as well? Don't worry, he's wasted as a character that's barely even a cameo, and he's completely wasted as well. Did I already say that? Sorry, this film's like a fever dream after eating too much cheese. On the other hand, though, it's great that the film does have all these interesting characters, including the evil witch. Did I mention the evil witch and her villainous henchmen who look like they wandered off the set of the original Power Rangers and are now helping our villain rule over her land of bad CGI and cheap sets that look like they came from, well, episodes of the original Power Rangers. Sorry, I mean the mystical land of China. Anyway, I guess hero, played by Jason Fleming, is the least interesting person on set. He's a scientist who's ahead of his time with all sorts of quirky gadgets, whilst everyone else is doing all the things like setting up the plot, moving the plot along, helping to resolve the plot. He's off to the side doing important things like making maps. He's a cartographer, not a geography teacher, I think. If he is the hero, he's an utterly passive one and more akin to a MacGuffin for one plot thread and a complete irrelevance for several others, including what I think is supposed to be the main one, as opposed to actually driving the film via his own actions. Hell, I could make a case for at least 3 other people to be given main character status over this guy. I mean, if you can get past a lot of things, just start going with the flow. There's actually a few things here I like. There's a lot of practical effects. I was never bored. A few bits could have been cut, but no particular scene outstayed its welcome. And even if the plot might have been a bit much for younger viewers, it did sort of remind me of old school adventure films, and you would never see Disney greenlighting anything like this. The fight scenes are well done. It's going to stick in my mind far longer than most of the films that have come out over the last few years. You just have to get past the opening 14 minutes. Do that, and you'll be fine. If you can't, I'll see you next time. So if nothing else is on and you want to watch kind of like a fun old school adventure film with your kids, yeah, check this out. Otherwise, just don't bother. But what did you guys think? And what is your favourite surprise that you've discovered during quarantine? Comment below, let me know. Daniel, it's been Dunking. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe.